Greetings to you. Welcome again to the Lenten Inspiration Space. As we start this week, I just want to talk to you on the subject entitled, All is Lost is a Lie. Have you ever suffered a great loss in your life? I'm talking about a significant loss, like a loss of a partner or a spouse, a loss of a breadwinner within a family, or a loss of a child. I'm talking about somebody that has lost maybe their job, you've lost their house, a car, or maybe your marriage did not work, or maybe you are even a business person that have lost a great business deal, or maybe even a disaster happened in your family and your entire family was lost, was wiped off the surface of the earth, and you are the only one remaining on earth. Or your marriage did not work, you suffered a divorce and you're going through a depression. Anything as significant as all that. You know, when you go through that kind of loss, it feels right and justified at the heat of the moment to say, I have lost everything. All is lost. You know, I've got to begin, I've got to start from scratch. I'm back to square one. Everything is lost. But the question is it really? Is everything really lost from everything that you've suffered? Well, I just want to challenge you to think about it a little bit differently today, from today. To think about our losses as somebody that has been pulled off the road. You see, when you are on a journey, and along a journey you get a tire burst, you have got to stop on the side of the road. You have been pulled off the side of the road because of an emergency situation. But the truth is, after fixing the emergency situation, of course you will be delayed, of course you have been derailed, of course you have been pulled off, of course your journey has been hampered. But when you have fixed that emergency, you do not necessarily start where you began in the first place. You don't go back on your journey. No, actually, you rejoin the road where you last stopped, and then you continue on your journey. What you have gained, you have gained. The distance you have covered in your journey is the distance you have covered. Even in the journey of life, when you suffer such losses, you lose a house, you lose a job, you lose a car, you lose a marriage, you lose a spouse, of course you suffer a disaster, you suffer a crisis, you go through deep losses, but when you pick yourself up, it is not all doom and gloom, and it is not true that you have lost everything, because the experience that you've gained in life, you still have that experience. The qualifications you've gained that far in your life before you were fired from your job, you still have that experience. The qualifications you've gained, you still have those qualifications. Let us make it worse. If you've suffered a loss of the entire family, well, yes, you have lost the entire family, but you still have your life, isn't it? And there is something about pain and loss and suffering that teaches us good, deep, enlightening lessons of wisdom in life. And when you go through that process in life, you have gained a wisdom that people who have never suffered the kind of loss that you have suffered could ever gain. become wiser, you become stronger, you become deeper, you become more enlightened, you become the beacon of hope. When other people look at you, you become a source of strength from afar, because you've gone through these disasters, you've gone through these crises, and because of that experience, you have gone through the university of life that has given you the kind of qualification that any academic institution can ever give you. You have gained strength. Sometimes you even deepen your faith, because sometimes when we go through crises, we go through losses, we are deepened in our faith. If our faith is not deepened, your hope is strengthened, because then you become a person of hope. Sometimes when you suffer these losses, it humbles you, doesn't it? Because, for instance, to lose a job as a professional can humble you, doesn't it? And therefore you have gained a sense of humility that somebody who has never suffered anything or suffered any loss in his life will never be able to gain. Because when you have never lost anything in life, sometimes you become arrogant. So through the losing of whatever it is that you have lost, you have gained and learned humility. And therefore you become stronger, you become wiser, you become a source of hope, you become an inspiration. Personally, I do not want anybody that have never lost anything in life to teach me. I am not jealous of them. I really am for what they have gone through, but it is just that I cannot relate to them. I cannot connect to them, because they have not been where I have been. They have not suffered why I have suffered. They've not seen what I have seen in life. They've not experienced what I have experienced. I cannot connect to somebody that has always had a beautiful, perfect life. But people that have gone through losses, I am able to sit at their feet and learn from their wisdom. And when you've suffered through life, you are like Paul, who reminds us in the second book of Corinthians chapter 4, this is how he puts it. He says, we are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We are hunted down, but never abandoned by God. We get knocked down, but we are not destroyed. And through our sufferings, our bodies continue to share in the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be seen in our bodies. When you go through sufferings, you gain what I call the bud of life, where you are able to look at what happened in your life and you can still count your losses and say, yes, I have been pressed on every side, but I have not been crushed. I am knocked down, but I'm never abandoned by God. I am pulled off the road, but I have not lost the focus of where I want to go. Yes, I have taken a detour through the crisis and the losses I have suffered, but I am still on the way. I am still pursuing that which I have set my eyes on. And those who have suffered in life, who have suffered losses, who have suffered crises, teach us this: all is not lost. I'm not sure what you're going through. I'm not sure what you've lost, but I want to say to you, all is not lost. You still have your life. You are still alive. You still have your energy. you still have your creativity, you still have your power, you still have your faith, you still have your hope, you still have your friends, you still have God on your side. When all is said and done, when you've lost everything, God is still there. All is not lost. And every time you get a sense that you've lost everything, please remind yourself that little voice that says, look at yourself, all is lost. That voice is a lie. Know the truth and hear the voice of the truth that says deep within you, you are still alive, you are still kicking, you are still in the game. Get back on the road and continue on your journey. All is not lost is a lie.